This message is for us, particularly all of us. So the issue is this: don't go back to them. Don't seek for what? For comfort in them. The reason why sometimes we don't ask for help is because we don't want to ask help from people who will do what? Who will use it against us, who will mock us. We don't want to ask help from people whom we already know that at the end they will mock us, they will laugh at us, they will see us as someone who is not in their shoe. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you have already let some certain people go in your life, don't invite them back, one, and don't go back to them. I title one of my message, don't let anything lead you to a point where you go back to your enemies, you go back to those who have already rejected you. You know what I'm saying? So don't go back to them, no matter how difficult it is for you. Remember one thing: no condition is permanent. Believe me. So if you have this mindset that no condition is permanent, no situation is permanent, that everything is temporary, so that is the mindset that will keep you not going back to them. Because one day that problem you are thinking is the worst problem, you come to understand that you will see them no more. So don't go back to people who have already rejected you, who have shown you their real color, who have already what? Abandoned you when you need them the most before. Don't go and seek help from them because they will mock you, use you, torment you, and do what? And still dumb you. Sometimes if you decide to, maybe you are facing one difficult time, one difficult things to another, you decide to go and seek help from them to see if they can help you, you come to realize that at the end they will not help you, but they will mock you. You know what I'm saying? They will mock you. This is what happened then when I was in my former place. So there was one of my friend. So something happened in my place. So I decided to seek help because then I was not working. So I decided to seek help from this my friend. Do you know what this my friend did? So on my behalf, he decided to go ask my friend, how much does that cost? So because this my friend always see me with different with friends, which is always ladies. I don't go out with men because here in Italy, you know, sometimes it is better to do what? To go with goat than to go with people. No, this is what I tell one of my friends at work today. We were just discussing. So I tell them, do you know that sometimes if you study some people, what they practice, their character, their behavior, I'm not try. We don't. How will I say it? Force anyone to do or to choose whom they will serve, because everyone on earth, even the Bible have stated that everyone have right to choose whom they will follow. Even Jesus said to them, choose whom you will follow. Is it the Caesar, or I'm sure something like that? Choose whom you will follow. That is when is it Isaac, when he said, me and my household, we worship the Lord. So you have the right to follow whom you will do what you will go with. So it come to a point where we were just asking, I said, do you know that sometimes if you study some people attitudes, there's no more different than that of what animals. Most of them were just looking at me because there's something we were talking. I asked them one thing. I asked them one question which I cannot say. So most of them were saying, everybody have right to do what they feel like doing. I said, yes, you have right to do what you feel like doing. But do you realize that even some animals have something that they forbid? Yes, there are some animals who have something they forbid. Let me tell you one. No matter how beautiful food is, no matter the location food is, you can never see a lizard eating in the night around 10 to 4 in the morning. You can never see lizard eating in the night. That is what they forbid. You know what I'm saying? So there are some certain things animals forbid. You know what I'm saying? So even sometimes it will be difficult for you to see what some animal eating grass, because there are some animal ruminants. You know what I'm saying? There are some animal who are not allowed to eat grass, who are not allowed to eat some certain things due to their nature. So the same way come to human. So I ask I tell them one question. There are some people character, you just imagine their behavior, their attitudes. You got to realize even some animals are more intelligent, are more are more, how will I put it, are more respectful than human. Most of them were shocked, but that is the fat truth. Yes, that is the fat truth. So what am I trying to say is this: let's try all our best to do what, to know to keep our behavior, to keep ourselves. You got what I'm saying? To keep what, ourselves, to keep ourselves from those who will do what, who will not help us, but yet they will still mock us. You got what I'm saying? People will not understand your value. People will not understand that no matter whom you are on earth, no matter how powerful you are on earth, you will always have a time of what, a time that you will need others. No matter how rich, how wealthy you are, that is why sometimes wealthy people always seek for what, for people to work under them, because if they don't have worker, they can't do it alone. So no matter whom you are on earth, you must surely need someone one day. That is why if a rich man die today, it is people around him that will bury him, and if a poor man still die today, it is people around him that will bury him. That is why you need to understand that everyone on earth have one way to another to do or to help each other. It's just like ring marrow rolling around. We have one way to another to help each other, but that does not mean you should go back to those who have already showed you their real color, who have already shown you their attitudes towards you, who don't like you, who you know that even if you go and they still have that thing, before they will give it to you, they will first of all accuse you. Even if they didn't say it in your presence, you'll come to realize that most of them will start to say one thing to another on your behalf. You got to say, so be careful with this kind of people, with these categories of people. Be careful with them, because they will never be happy to see your greatness. They will never be happy to see your uniqueness. They will never be happy to see you. So not talk less of you coming back to seek for what, validation, to seek for help, to seek for assistance. So don't go back to what people whom you know that they are not with you, because they will use it against you. Don't let anything, no matter how you feel, yes, sometimes we feel lonely. That is just the fact. Sometimes we feel lonely, but don't let your loneliness lead you to a point where you will go back to those whom you know that they are not with you. Because time will come that your loneliness will become your power and your strength. Learn it, believe me. Your loneliness will one day make you to become something extraordinary. That even if in time to come, you stay alone, you will not feel it again. That is why, as for me, I learned this from my dad, from my mom. My mom is the type of person, she don't have a lot of friends. my dad even don't care. You come see, so not that they don't have friends, but they don't go around. So that's why sometimes most of my friends will be asking me, since there was a day that one of my friends tell me a word. He says, you don't have friends, you don't have a lot of friends, you don't know how to make friends. Yes, because I'm not used to do it, because it is better to be alone than to be with people whom you know that are not with you, pretending to do what, just to fit in with them. It is better to feel what alone and feel good and feel relaxed, without problem, without argument, without what disturbance, than to be with what garbages. Believe me, there are some people whom we don't call human garbage, but there are some people with their character, their attitudes, their behavior, their mentality. You ought to understand that some of them are garbages. That's why you need to separate what garbages out, because they are not in need. You don't need them. There are some people you don't need when you know where you are heading to. You know what I'm saying? So this is all I have for you, brothers.